Dwyane Wade, as we know, is an NBA legend and family man. But did you know his wife exposed him as gay? Not only that, but he painted his toenails and hosted gay pool parties. If you thought Dwyane had a balanced head on his shoulders, think again. The man's been cheating on his wives all this while. See, back when he used to open his private residence in Miami to women, one of his girls said this about Dwyane's extravaganzas. He cheats on Gabrielle Union all the time. I've known Dwyane for a long time. Let me explain how long. I used to pay him visits when he used to reside at the Setai. That was one of his many residences in Miami. That was his chill spot back in the days when he was married. Gabrielle was also a frequent visitor, as well Lauren London. They were on an in-and-out basis. He had them hoes in rotation. But just when you think Dwyane was down bad for the ladies, let me tell you he's into balls. And they look nothing like basketballs. Dwyane played multiple sports as a teen before he went pro in the NBA. Turns out he ain't just good with footballs and basketballs. Dwyane Wade has been exposed for having gay pool parties.
I'm not saying that because of their trans daughter.
At his home with old and young guys without any shirts on.
Front, so they went to the back and there was a bunch of old and young boys back there, all ass naked in the way.
The parties Dwyane hosted were notorious for their excessiveness, combining MDMA, booze, and ball rubbing. When Jaguar spilled the tea on Dwyane, she said how he even got Will and Jada Smith in on the act.
Bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left.
To the public eye, Dwyane looks like the perfect father and husband, with a sensible head on his shoulders. But in reality, the only head he has is down there on his sack. That's when Richard Van Houtman, Dwyane's former business partner in Miami, spills the tea on the time Dwyane vandalized his crib with remnants of his excessive partying, beer bottles, and used condoms all around the furniture. He was that good guy, Father of the Year celebrity who had his head on his shoulder. I found out after a year he was not like that. He and his friends are just a bunch of idiots. I mean, weed is being passed around while I'm away and Dwyane takes a hit in front of everybody. He even said how Dwyane would easily host these parties 2, even 3 times a week. And this just confirms how Dwyane divorced his ex-wife Siobhan because she contracted STD from him. But little did you know, Dwyane has been gay since he was a baby.
I used to put on heels. I used to do all those things. I try to put on whatever my sisters wear, when all my sisters did.
Dwyane was gifted with the balls, but so was he with his sister's clothes. Betcha didn't think trying on his sister's clothes was his thing. Not only is this proof that he is sexually curious, but also that he endorses his son's gender swap. More on that later. Besides that interview, here are some old photos of Dwyane I found on the internet that reveal his secrets. All right, Dwyane be like that, but he never quite achieved his peak as a woman. But his son, now daughter, Zaya takes her father's mantle and owns it. Zaya always wanted to be a girl, and in 2020, she told the world about herself. She upgraded her closet, put some heels on just like her father did, and she is rocking the look. Her Instagram has gained a mass following with almost 700,000 followers. She posts her fits and photos on the platform, receiving plenty of supportive comments and reactions from her fans from around the world. Wade Jr. is sure living up to her father's dreams, to add to her victory. The LA Superior Court granted her gender and name swap. The world is in support of her identity, except this guy.
That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know.
Boosie's misgendering response has since attracted a lot of attention from social and LGBTQ+ activists, slamming him for his comments on Zaya, demanding he apologize for his actions. The former rapper ain't give no dams as he sets his aim on Zaya's father, Dwyane. But now, does Dwyane give a damn about his daughter's identity? Yes, he does.
It was a process for us to sit down with our daughter and find out who she is and what she likes and not put...
He's so supportive that he moved out of his dream home just for her. Dwyane is now a father to his girl who has publicly declared her sexuality and stands with the LGBTQ+ community. He owned up to it in an instant, despite his ex-wife Siobhan's wishes. I can't help but ask, is it because Dwyane is gay that he supports it? Zaya took the same steps as her father did in his childhood, rummaging through the closet of another gender. Her mom knew about her tendencies, but didn't want the public to find out until she was an adult. She came out of the closet earlier than her mom's wishes, but Dwyane was in full support of it. But not without significant backlash, not just from the media, but Dwyane's ex-wife. In fact, Siobhan accused Dwyane of using Zaya to his advantage. But Dwyane protected his daughter from her biological mother with a public declaration against her behavior. Siobhan is attempting to drag Zaya's and my name in the mud. She is finding all the ways to make herself the center of the picture, when my kid Zaya has maintained a 4.0 GPA in honors classes while navigating all this unsolicited and harmful attention. Pause the video if you want to read the whole story, but moving on. At the time, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis prohibited members of the queer community from humanitarian rights, with some laws coming out as anti-LGBTQ+. This includes the controversial Don't Say Gay rule, among others. DeSantis signed the Parental Rights in Education bill, which prohibits classroom instruction by school personnel or third parties on sexual orientation or gender identity in kindergarten through third grade, or in a manner that is not age-appropriate or developmentally appropriate for students in accordance with state standards. Dwyane, in support of his daughter Zaya, left his mansion behind to move out of state to Cali. Now that's some fatherly love.
Unconditionally loving your child and supporting your child in whoever they are.
But it all ends when Gabriel starts exposing Dwyane dirty secrets. See, the Wades haven't exactly been the cleanest. If anything, it is a far cry from the persona they portray online. Behind closed doors, some family beef has been left stewing ever since they started dating. Gabriel has set some weird conditions in their marriage, one of them being how they split 50-50 when it comes to paying the bills.
It's weird to say I'm head of household because in this household, we split everything 50-50. But in
My wife looked at me and said, "You will never say that to me again when it's something that we share," Wade recalled. So when we moved to LA, my wife said I got half on it. "You will never say my house again." You can say that in the arena. Comparing their net worths, Dwyane earns 4 times more than Gabrielle. But this is Dwayne's response. She once said something disturbing to him.
That I paid for. My wife looked at me, she was like, "You will never say that to me again when it's something that we share." And so,
which prompted the rule. Some say Gabrielle is villainizing Dwyane Wade when she's been setting him up all along to take 50% of his assets through a prenup.
I'm not that selfish. I can't make
that bill splitting wasn't the only thing wrong with the Wade household. While on their breakup in 2013, Wade made a baby with another woman, and he had to owe it up to Gabriel. It's like Braun being traded to Heat after their breakup in 2007 and dropping 38 on the Cavs a couple years later. What you doing, Wade? You can't disrespect your hun like that. But anyway, Gabrielle was sympathetic to Dwyane, and she welcomed the surrogate child by the name of Xavier. Gabrielle may have not questioned Dwyane of his behavior on their breakup, but she sure has been questioning Dwayne's antics, especially when he's been hanging out intimately with another woman.
Was not a woman, but a male crossdresser, y'all, according to an insider.
As it turns out, this woman ain't no woman. He's a man dressed in women's clothes.
And really just loved women in his own.
That woman is clearly a man. But Dwyane has been knocking on this one, and Gabriel was having none of that.
Should have been a clue that anyone that inspires that level of crazy, probably...
Dwyane be chewing up those balls like mad since his NBA retirement. With how uncontrollable it's become, no wonder Gabriel wanted a divorce. But Dwyane is merely the tip of the iceberg. My sources tell me Dwight Howard is gay, and he nearly died because of it. You gotta click on this video right now to find out!